Hello and welcome to Stupid for Dexter.
Cha-cha.
I am your host, Kat.
And I'm Mandy Schneider.
And over here we have the wonderful producer, Mike.
Hi.
Dun, dun,
I'm
dun.
adjusting something. Okay,
He's
hi.
adjusting.
Oh, he's busy.
Hello.
You know,
Sorry.
he's busy making the show happen.
We're adjusting things.
Also, welcome to our kill room.
Yes, our kill room. Today we're going to be talking about episode 9, Teenage Wasteland. Teenage Wasteland.
That just cost us a bunch of money. Wow.
Oh God, sorry. Sorry, producer Mike.
That didn't sound anything like anything.
To be fair. Oh, you're fine.
Anyway, loved this episode. Most of the episode I was on the edge of my seats.
Seriously.
I was a big fan. What did you think?
Me too. So much momentum. I feel like it's really hitting this crescendo.
Mm-hmm.
I know we do killer moments, and that's one of our segments, but so many things were important in this episode. I loved it. But just to talk about general overview, the name of the episode being Teenage Wasteland, I felt like that was, as all of the titles for each episode are, the theme.
It was all about a deaf, dumb, and blind kid.
Yes. Wait,
no, sorry, that's wrong.
That's another
Not right at all.
album. No, the theme being Teenage Wasteland, ideas kind of around adolescence, being impressionable. Also, the games that people play between one another. I thought I saw a lot of that with, Maria and Deb butting heads, and Jordan Chase and Dexter, and also just destructive youth. I mean, we had Aster return, and that was kind of sad to see where she's going. But anyway,
But sad to a point, but then it ends up she was, that's one of the plot lines. She comes back into Rita's house. They think it's an intruder. There's Lumen. They meet. Everyone meets Lumen this episode. Deb meets Lumen. Aster meets Lumen. But turns out Aster was bringing her friend to help her, get her away from the abusive father. So in the end, I think Aster, is very brave.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
She's a good kid.
Yeah. And then we had Dexter, of course, having his appointments with Jordan Chase.
Oh man.
Taking the blood.
From the Angelina necklace. Angelina Jolie, the little blood vial necklace.
Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh.
I was like, oh, how very vampire chic of you, Mr. Chase.
Yes. It's a little weird, but similar to Dexter. Dexter keeps his trophies, his slides. This guy, although it's not a trophy, it's of this woman, Emily, what was it? Emily Birch.
That's right.
Who knows what that is, but we'll get to that during predictions. But anyway, Dexter's caught.
Yes.
So the heat is on.
Because they are so similar. Yeah. Oh, it's gotten so exciting. I cannot wait.
Yeah. And then the other subplot, Quinn, says, I love you to Deb. There's that whole thing.
Mushy,
but then she finds out that he has been investigating Dexter, and thinking that's Kyle Butler. So that stuff went down, which was huge. And Harry's back.
Yes. Dad.
Oh, I love to see him.
Me too. It's nice to have him back.
Yeah. So great episode, and of course we do have specific parts that we really found intriguing, and we call this segment Killer Moments. Get into that camera because that's where it was at. Yes, Killer Moments. And this is where Kat and I talk about the moments in the show that we absolutely loved, that forwarded the plot somehow, or we just found intense. We thought they were very important. And, one of mine that I thought was Deb meeting Lumen,
It totally, it changes the whole dynamic of the relationship. It does. There's such an intimacy and a bond now. You cannot go back from that.
And it was totally keeping Deb out of something major. Dexter once again pushing her away, which I think is keying up more and more into the moment of, is Deb going to find out about Dexter?
It so looks like it's going that way.
Yeah.
She has, even if she's not correct, she is becoming suspicious. And he's
fuel
giving,
into the fire.
Yeah, she's giving. She has plenty of fodder to think that. Yeah, that's
This is a
serious
big.
stuff.
It was a huge episode for Deb. I mean, because she also finds out about Quinn investigating Dexter,
Exactly. Which was, I think, another killer moment. Because that whole confrontation in the interrogation room, where we had Quinn on one side and Deb on the other, and just the back and forth, and Quinn trying so hard to omit the fact that it was Dexter he was investigating. When that came to a head, like I said, whole dynamic changed. You can't go back from that, because Deb is so loyal to Dexter, and she, she's already been fighting the whole lovey-dovey, oh, we're officially dating, oh, I love you. She's already fighting that, and so I just, that's a final straw.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, and I believe he really was hoping it wouldn't come out. He was really hoping for that, but, between the fact that, LaGuerta just said that, and the fact that Stan Liddy is totally bribing him constantly, it was just a matter of time before Deb found out something this season,
You're right. It was only a matter of time, and it just so happened that this was the way she received the information, received the news. But I feel like the floodgates have opened to suspicion. I mean, that moment was, we knew, I felt it coming, and it arrived.
But my favorite killer moment of this entire episode, it's not the last one, we have a few, because this whole episode was so informative. We were like,
so many.
My favorite was when Harry and Dexter were in the car.
Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah. It was huge.
Yeah,
right after he beats the crap out of the father.
Bad Dad Barry.
Harry, Dexter's all ready for Harry to say, you shouldn't have done that, blah, 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 blah. But he's proud of him, and he says, I can't believe I saw this in you. If I would have known this was in you, I might have raised you differently. Huge. Absolutely huge.
That's an incredible confession. And because we know that Harry isn't really, Harry as a father, it's a manifestation of Dexter's psyche. That says so much about what's going on in Dexter's mind right now, why he might be questioning these connections, these bonds with people. And to have your mental father figure say to you, wow, I may have really messed up and raised a monster. Oops.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's kind of leading up to, and now it becomes a nice arc. It's like the whole time we're like, wait, Dexter doesn't feel what's going on. We get it. The first one, and it's a little on the nail, but the first one, the first episode of the season was setting up, I can't feel anything. We discussed that. First episode is, they're trying to bring in new viewers, so you understand. And then it became, why is Dexter doing this? He wouldn't normally do this. And we'll definitely talk to Randy when he comes on. But now it becomes sort of obviously that arc that the writers built in, of now Dexter realizing, wait, maybe I do have feelings. Maybe I'm not supposed to be this killer monster like my dad made me into. So now it becomes this interesting self-doubting that Dexters have of, wait, I can feel things. So this could be, and that's, and I guess that's part of the whole Lumen thing too, is maybe he's having feelings for, not maybe sexually, not maybe as a girlfriend, but as a partner, as somebody he can teach. And so
someone outside of himself, and goes back to the teenage Wasteland. I mean, that whole Harry Dexter relationship, huge, absolutely huge. Finally, last but not least, say it, Kat, because it was creepy.
The phone call.
Yeah.
Oh, the phone call. That was like pure evil, final boss, supervillain sort of stuff, where he's, Jordan Chase is looking out, in that big glass window in his stately office, and just, take care, Lumen.
Yeah. So calm.
So completely Dexter-tastic.
And obviously that's huge, because now who knows what's going to happen to Lumen? Is Lumen going to get killed? Is Jordan Chase going to, he knows about everything. So what's going to happen?
It's absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, the thing that I love about Jordan Chase, played by Johnny Lee Miller.
Oh,
and
he's so good.
I give him props because to me, it almost seems like this character has been in here the whole season because he's such an amazing villain. I mean,
his presence.
He's perfect.
Oh, he's so good.
So kudos to Johnny Lee Miller.
Fabulous.
Kudos. If you're watching.
Yes.
But like producer Mike said, we definitely have some talking to do to Mr. Randy Gyorffy.
So much to discuss.
Oh my God! You guys don't give me any.
Yeah.
That's it. That was killer moments.
Yeah,
that was way too quick.
Man.
Hold on. Oh geez.
We can talk about it some more.
We don't have clips no more. What's that? Weren't they? Thank you, Corey.
Okay, hold on. I gotta get Randy in. I didn't know it was that
No
quick.
worries.
Usually,
Well, you know what?
that was only 10 minutes. Each moment should be like 10 minutes.
We're getting reprimanded live on YouTube right now.
Do you guys see the new episode?
You are. Why am I showing up?
Oh yeah, the new episode.
That one?
Teenage Wasteland.
I heard it was really good, Corey.
Awesome.
Rocked.
Wait, now we have a
You know
problem
what?
too because now I'm showing up in that and I don't want to show up.
Well, fine then. You know what? I brought a goodie. I brought a special
Please
goodie.
show. Please
Yes, please take care of that.
So on the subject of creepy Jordan Chase and how fabulous and wonderful and evil he is, I did a little digging in my library and I found some Play-Doh. Ooh, very fancy because I know that Jordan Chase in the very beginning of the episode discusses Play-Doh Symposium with Dexter. So I hunted it down because I remember reading this back in the day, and it's really interesting because I went back and I found a few key moments, and it's very strange because the symposium is supposed to be a dialogue about the nature of love, and it's between 7 friends at a drinking party, and the nature of love from a legal standpoint, from a social standpoint, from an erotic standpoint, from a friendship and a natural standpoint. So one of the characters, Aristophanes, is he talks about the necessity of love to become whole. The idea of wholeness, the idea of the primal self, and it's this lovely kind of discussion about uniting and finding your complement, and it's very wonderful. And to think that Jordan Chase would read this and twist it into this creepy Machiavellian take it is, I mean, tells you enough. This dude is so psycho.
Well, maybe, I mean, I don't want to totally jump into this because I know we have a whole thing about predictions, but maybe this love thing has something to do with Emily Birch. You know, maybe I have my thoughts on it. I kind of wanted to say that, but you never know. But that's really interesting.
So
did you have this?
I did.
Okay.
I like books.
I like to read.
I like to read them.
Nerd.
What? My books.
And so can we introduce it? Okay. Anywho, why not go to predictions?
All right, let's do it because.
I think we got him. Hold on, give me a second here. I think we may have them. Hold on.
Kat,
Let's get them
you
full
really
screen.
need to talk about each killer moment 10 minutes.
You know what? Okay. I'm going to, starting now.
Fired.
Okay, let me tell you about a killer. Oh, you know what's a killer moment?
No, we're good. We're back.
Okay, good.
Make up
All right, on to our next segment. Driving the dark passenger. That's always on my camera now.
Ooh.
Yay, Randy, are you out there?
Randy, can you hear me?
You can't hear him though. He's there.
Fabulous.
Oh, there you are. So once again, like we have every week, we have Mr. Randy Gyorffy, who is or was a sociologist and has awesome insight on this show that we struggle with sometimes. So, so my big question, Randy, is well, first of all, how did you like the episode?
I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
I did. It's all over the place.
Oh, so much going on.
I think that's why we had trouble picking killer moments, because honestly, every other second I was like, ooh, that's an awesome moment. Oh, that's an awesome moment. Oh, you know. So I really, what do you think about Harry being back?
I'm not surprised that he came back. Even why Dexter needed him to come back. Dexter puts his head on the kitchen table thinking, what am I going to do? He's planning a kill? And yet he has the stepdaughter who is in all kinds of trouble. So it kind of made sense. Right then, he needed fatherly advice. Look up and there's Harry.
Yeah.
It makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah,
Even saying, why Harry would be there is he goes, unless you have some words of wisdom or something to that effect of what'll help me to handle this teenage thing. So he just put out there, that's why Harry's back, because he needed some advice.
It is still pretty foreign to Dexter, dealing like when he was sitting on the couch with Astor, and he's like, "Well, we're not going to leave till we talk." He was like,
Yeah, it was funny.
It was all awkward.
It was adorable.
Yeah. That's like any parent moment, right? Wouldn't most parents be that awkward, how to talk to your kid moment? I thought that made it more real.
Especially like
I've had those moments right here in this house. Not actually, yes.
Because you're a father to a growing young lady, and I'm sure it's.
I kind of sympathize with that moment. It's like, okay. There was many, when he says he's going to listen and then she starts saying something he doesn't want to hear. It's like, okay, that hit home too.
Awkward. Now, when Dexter says, more on the whole subject of Dexter and Astor, Dexter says, "I love you" to Astor. Do you think he meant that?
Yeah, actually, I think we're clued into that a little earlier. I think he really meant it. Again, this is the new season of Dexter having more and more feelings. One of the big things was that I think he really meant it is when he wanted to call the police to say she's missing, Lumen didn't want him to. And you could see he hesitated, but he did the fatherly thing. And then later on, while he's at the station and they're asking questions, Deb goes, "Well, where were you when they were taken?" And he, in his mind, so we get to hear him, says something to the effect of, "Well, I can't lie about this one, not when her life is at stake." So he was doing all the loving things. And then the final thing that would tell me that he loves her is when she looks at him and says, "Did it help you work over what you're feeling for Rita when you're helping Lumen?" It was just like a light bulb went off in his head. That was the missing link for what's in it for him. So when he said it, I thought it was very sincere.
Actions speak louder than words.
Yeah, I definitely think it was sincere too. I think he said it because he does honestly love Astor, and I think he said it because with that Rita comment, I think she actually cleared something up for him. It's
out of the mouth of babes. Yeah.
Now I'm wondering, and actually I can't say that I got this question without a little help from the Showtime Wiki forum, but someone was wondering, and I forget who it was. He says "I love you" to Astor, and yet he still has trouble saying "I love you" to Deb. Why do you think that is?
It's all new but different relationship. I think twice in this episode he said his goal, one he needed to, one he wanted to. He wants to be a good father. He wants to make things right. That's his big focus. And your relationship with your sister could be loving, but how often do you say "I love you" to your sister? A child's a whole different ballgame, and that's the relationship right now that he's focused on. He's really, paying attention to the fact that she went the 200 and some miles. She was drinking. There's all these problems. It's not that he doesn't love Deb. He just hasn't had that epiphany yet where it's okay to say he loves her.
Gotcha.
That is true. It's like it. I can't imagine being Deb. If I really think of the psychology of it all, I can't imagine being Deb and growing up with, number one, this father that totally favors.
Oh, the favoritism is horrible.
And now it must be rough for Deb, now that I think about it,
Yeah.
And she's great on the show, and it's a lot of insight into how, what her character and whatnot, but of course.
The big thing hard for Deb is we get to see just one-dimensional Deb. She has no problem showing her anger, anything other than anger, and she doesn't know what to do with it. She's talking to when she's putting the files away, she's talking to the other file clerk about, well, she might have those feelings too, and she just doesn't know what to do with them. That's totally foreign to her, very similar to Dexter.
Yeah.
I must say, I really enjoyed the scene with her and the fabulous file girl, who has such a great smile, by the way, off topic. But they had a little bit of girl talk, and I like to see Deb have that moment because, raised in a very manly atmosphere and, working in a more masculine sort of environment, to have that little softness, that little interaction, I thought was very sweet. And, I feel for Deb too, because her character has had rough. I mean, just
a lot of ups and downs.
Everything.
Now, what about just generally speaking, that moment between Harry and Dexter when they're in the car?
Yeah.
he says he's proud of you, and I mean, that was an unbelievable moment. That,
oh my gosh.
To think about the fact that, man, if he knew this about Dexter, he wouldn't have raised Dexter to kill.
But
bad
also,
guys.
it's not Harry though. It's Dexter's psyche.
Well, what do you think?
Yeah. What
do you think, Randy?
Actually, I like where you're both going with it. This one, I want to see how true they're going to do to the writing. That was phenomenal because, as you're saying, Kat, it's not really Harry. It was as close as Dexter has ever gotten to affirming himself. He gets all his directions lately on how to do things that are quote-unquote right from other people externally. Well, he's even looking to Harry for, like many kids look for their parents for the final acceptance. He never got the affirmation from Harry. He was waiting for Harry to tell him, I know, it's none of my business, it's not my problem. Harry goes, no, I'm proud of you. That was something he never got to hear from Harry. Well, if Dexter digests that it didn't come from Harry, it came from himself, there will be no more need for Harry. Harry will be irrelevant. He's still the parent figure. There's been no closure for Dexter. He still needs Harry's approval. He's always there. In this episode, he completely expected to be attacked twice, and instead he gets affirmed. We'll see what they want to do with that, because at some point that might be the end for Harry on this show, because Dexter may truly no longer need his advice. He can follow his own.
Yeah, totally agree. Any predictions for the rest of the season? There's only 3 episodes left, right?
I know. That's making it, other than Harry might be going away, it's kind of hard to predict. Before the show came on, I was looking at all the chat, and there were some awesome predictions in there from the people watching the show. Everyone's expecting a cliffhanger. The only thing I could possibly predict would be that maybe someone's going to die by accident, and it might be one of the main characters.
Yeah.
Because we only have 3 shows left. It's hard to,
I know.
We talked about it last week, it's really hard to predict what the writers are doing right now. So I'm just curious what the cliffhanger is going to be, unless someone accidentally gets killed by somebody.
Ugh.
Wow.
Accidentally, that hadn't popped into my head, actually.
Me either. Thanks, Randy, for giving me something else to think about. I know that's your job and your area of expertise, but good Lord.
Yeah. Well, thank you once again, Randy, for joining us this week. Like I said, we love your insight, and yeah, we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye, Randy. Thank you.
Bye.
So someone might get killed accidentally, and Randy had said that there were some predictions in the chat room before. I mean, we can obviously throw those in as we talk, but
of course.
Kat, what do you?
Oh my gosh.
Some of your predictions.
Okay, a couple. So I'm feeling like, on a more minor note, Maria. We might be saying goodbye to her at some point.
Like fired or dead?
Fired.
Okay.
I think. I really hope that Deb is able to, I don't know, maybe it's more of a dream, that's more of my wish list than maybe predictions. I do feel that Liddy is, I feel like he's going to get killed.
Yeah, by Quinn. I think by Quinn.
I do too. And I think it's going to be a moment where somebody will get killed. There's going to be a moment where Liddy has gotten somebody backed into a corner, and either they die or Liddy dies. And
oh, wait a second. Taking that and mixing it with Randy's thing, maybe Quinn loves Deb. He wants to save her from the real truth about Dexter.
That's what
he kills Stan Liddy, but someone kills Quinn.
You never know.
What the?
You never know.
Everybody dies?
By accident.
Everyone's dead. No, show's over.
And this season, everybody
just
dies.
Quinn and Liddy.
Yeah. And
maybe they shoot each other. Pew pew.
Because I've always, my whole prediction for the entire show, not just season 5, but the entire show, is that at the very end, it will be a culmination of evidence against Dexter that Deborah comes and realizes, and then she has to make a choice as to what she does with that info. I feel like if there's going to be another season, it might be too soon for Deb to figure that out.
I hope so. A lot of people predict that in the forum.
I feel like that eventually it will go that way. So it's not my immediate prediction. That's always been my big arc for the whole show.
Yeah.
But I feel like something's going to happen to interrupt the immediate happening of that, which will involve Liddy, because Liddy is nuts, and he throws stuff, and he's blackmailing people left and right, and he's all, I gotta get the broad, and you're like, oh jeez. So I feel like he's got to go, and he will go. He's a ticking time bomb. I also feel like Jordan Chase is going to be a very frightening rival to Dexter because they are so similar in so many ways. I feel like that even, I don't know if 3 episodes is enough to really give it the moment that I feel is coming, but it'll be delicious.
What moment do you think is coming?
I don't know.
Jordan Chase gets killed in the second to last one, right? They'll build it up in the third to last one next week.
You think not the last one?
No.
I don't.
Oh, but I love him so. I hope they wait
and then Lumen dies in the last one. But then you really, I don't know. You end 2 seasons with a blonde getting killed.
Yeah. Too much. Lumen's not going to die. I think that Lumen is actually going to be, if they have a next season. I don't know for sure. I'm assuming they are, just because I hope.
Well, I mean, go ahead. We'll finish that.
I was just going to say, I think Lumen might even pop up in the next season. I think. I don't think she's going to die because it's too much like the whole Rita thing, but I do, it's said in the previews that she wants to try killing.
Yeah.
So I think something, I had this weird thought, and I posted it on the forum mainly to get reactions.
Throw it out there!
And I kind of thought, like, what if Deb is about to find out about Dexter, but then Lumen thanks Dexter by pinning it on her. She's a vigilante.
She martyrs herself.
She gets caught and she's arrested.
Oh, good Lord.
Because she says, I'm the vigilante. It has nothing to do with this guy. I'm guilty. Ta-da.
Okay, I like it.
What do people in the chat room think?
It's crazy, but
do they have any
what do they think?
There?
I want to say this about the chat room, because people are sometimes they'll bring up an IMDb thing, or sometimes they'll bring up a contract thing.
Oh no,
just so you know,
spoilers.
Sometimes if you think of a spoiler, sometimes it's not. Producers often put out fake feelers and fake things, so you don't know, and a lot of times even the actors don't know how long they're on a show, and they don't know really anything till they get that final script. A lot of I think it was the what's it called? The Greatest Show Ever, Newhart. Nobody knew the ending except for him, right? And then so that happens a lot where nobody knows the ending and the actors don't know. So if you think you're reading stuff on IMDb, or you think you know how long somebody's on the show, most likely you don't.
You think you know, but you don't.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, because I know some people in the chat room are like, oh, I know this for a fact because it says, which we hate. There are no spoilers allowed in the chat room.
Spoilers.
So you know.
Guys, come on.
But if you are in the chat room or you found out from other things, it doesn't necessarily mean it's true.
I love that.
Yeah, and we definitely try to avoid spoilers, obviously.
Yeah, no spoilers, but for those of you that are out that just have predictions from your brain, we would love to hear.
Yes, share them.
Some people on the forum keep thinking that Jordan Chase is involved with Rita's murder. I think Rita's dead.
I'm sorry.
Buried. Enough is enough.
There's a hilarious. This is my favorite name in the chat room so far.
Yes.
Ever. We got a very full chat room, so I'm trying to keep up with it.
Fabulous.
It's crazy. Harrison killed Rita is the person's name, which is great. Prediction: Lumen will get caught, and Dexter will be the blame. He'll redeem the dark passenger that led to Rita's death by letting his light passenger, human side, save Lumen.
He's a light passenger.
That would sort of end the series, I think. Dexter takes the blame, sort of thing.
So it's the complete opposite.
But I had to read it because Harrison Killed Rita is the greatest name ever.
That is fabulous.
Harrison Killed Rita.
That's the ultimate
I'll
crazy
try to go through
conspiracy
these. There are so many people in here right now.
Oh my gosh.
He does cut people with his fingernails.
He does.
Harrison.
He'll cut you.
But yeah, I kind of think the opposite of that. I really do think Lumen is, because I don't know, she's a young lass and she has a lot to live for, but I would think she would just be so thankful that she would somehow give herself up for Dexter. That's my prediction today, and I'm sticking to it. And I hope people yell at me because it's like the weirdest prediction. And I hope people in the chat room.
I'm asking this about the chat room. Let's get this. What do people think about the fact that Dexter may, oh, I do care about people, with his dad talking to him.
Not be a psychopath.
Yeah, I mean, is that interesting, or is that like, oh, boo, we want him to be as dark as possible? I'm curious what the chat room thinks about that.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Kat especially.
Yeah,
who
Kat.
hates everybody that doesn't let Dexter kill people.
Hold on. Wait.
This is Dexter himself not letting Dexter kill people.
I have a whole thing, so let me tell you my thing. You're gonna laugh.
Okay.
I play a lot of Dungeons and Dragons, and when you're making a character, especially back in a 3.5 edition, you had to choose your morality of your character, and there were a couple different alignments. It's called your alignment. So there's good, neutral, and evil, and there's different types of evil. There's lawful evil, neutral evil, and chaotic evil. And so when I watch the show, I kind of try to pinpoint those alignments onto the characters. And Dexter, I've always seen as neutral evil, because he's not necessarily, he's lawful, but not in such a strict sense. Like I wrote, let's see, I wrote down some things. I believe that Liddy is chaotic evil. He really doesn't have a rule book. He's just kind of impulsive and destructive, and this cyclone of,
and definitely out for himself only.
Oh, totally. He has no desire to make relationships with people if he can't use and abuse them, which is the nature of evil. But he's, like you said, I mean, there's no facade to him. Somebody else, you know, like I wrote down for neutral evil. Chase, neutral evil, because he's not necessarily lawful. He has kind of created his own empire. He has his own army. I mean, he really does. What, a dozen bodyguards? I mean, he's created his own. He's not chaotic, though, because he's too careful. So,
and who knows if he's one of the men in the picture?
You don't know.
You don't know. You know that he said tick tock tick. You know, tick tick tick. There's your life. You know, but how do you know that he didn't just say that and not do any? I mean, yeah, he's part of the killing. He is a bad guy, but
let's chat room what they think about this. Johnny Acid says darker the better. So he likes Dexter being dark.
Okay.
Mintberry Crunch feels that killers can have feelings.
That's sweet.
And Rita's death, we thought he was going to be super dark, but actually made him more human. I'm still, you know what? That's what it brings me back to. You know, the whole entire thing leading up to Dexter, right? This season was guilt can be a killer. That was their.
Be a killer.
I'm still. I should have asked Randy that. Where's the guilt? I'm still not. I still never felt guilt in this season at all. Really, right? Is this, or is that? Him, is he feeling guilty? Maybe that's why he said I love you to Astor. Maybe it was a guilt thing.
I think his guilt is subsiding a bit ever since he met Lumen. I guess he just kept saying it was because of me, or what it was me. Yeah,
that
before
was
Lumen, he was like, oh, Rita's death is because of me, but now he has this woman that he's protecting and nurturing for.
Yeah.
And because Astor said that at the end of this episode, it's huge. Because I really do think he's finally realizing, oh my gosh, I am protecting certain people in my life.
Yeah, ferociously. You know, without regard for himself.
Oh man, when he beat up that guy, love it.
Lumen
this is your kidney.
Johnny Acid thinks Lumen will sacrifice herself once the barrel gang are dead. And how about those barrel girls? Now they refer to them as barrel girls.
That's what
which I love.
Barrel girls.
By the way, we are gonna have a barrel girl in here.
Nice.
Yeah, I can say that now.
With or without the barrel?
It's a barrel girl. We're gonna have a barrel girl. I think
next
week we'll see. Next week or the week after, there will be a barrel girl in here.
Will she do a barrel roll?
We do it for the barrel girls. Do a barrel roll.
Barrel roll.
Will she have a barrel of monkeys with her?
So, and I can't keep up the chat room. I give up. Okay.
All right.
There's too much stuff going on.
Yeah, since that case is reopened, it's going to be more and more suspicions about Mr. Dexter.
Yeah.
Especially since Deb reopened it.
All right. Well, let's get to how about our new segment?
Yes.
Okay. No more in the chat room right now.
There's so many going by, and I can't keep track of everything. We need a chat jock. I think we need Corey on this show. Huh? We'll try to convince Corey to take control of the chat room for the next show. Corey.
All right. Well, we do have a brand new segment.
We do,
and we call it
Everybody Loves Dexter.
Come on, the whole time.
Sorry.
Look at
oh. That's adorable.
I love that graphic, Corey. It's
well done.
So sick. So basically, we're having this new segment on. It's not necessarily going to be weekly, but it's basically we have a special guest on the show, whether it be live or via Skype, and they're huge Dexter fans, and they also happen to have awesome jobs that we would like to pimp out.
And be fabulously interesting people that we want to talk to.
Okay, let me go full screen here.
Today we have...
Oh, I'm showing up again. Hold on.
All right.
Why am I showing up?
We could at least introduce her.
May I talk about our fabulous VID?
Yeah, but I'm just trying not to be in the window. For some reason, I'm in the chat window,
Anyway,
which is never
Fair.
good.
I'd like to chat about our fabulous our guest who will be Skyping in. Her name is Cali Lewis. She has Geek Beats, which is a show that she hosts. It's all about all things tech. She is a huge blogger, especially well known among tech bloggers. So I mean, she knows her stuff, and besides being super awesome, super geeky, she's a huge Dexter fan.
She is a huge Dexter fan.
Now, we have to be careful. She's not completely up to date on season 5.
I think she's still on season 4. We'll talk about that. But
we
hold on,
definitely have to find out what our spoiler buffer is. So, you know, we gotta respect that. But she loves her some Dexter.
That is going to be rough.
I know. We can behave.
I will do my best.
I trust in you. I believe in you. I know you can do it.
There we go. Hold on.
But she's awesome.
Okay, we got her.
Callie.
Yeah.
Hey!
Hi.
Hello. What's up, Callie?
How are you guys?
Bueno.
Trying not to listen or read the chat room. Been straining.
I was
girl.
going to say that must be rough because, you know, you're on Stupid For Dexter and that's...
Yes.
So I have to, I mean, I don't know if this is a first question on the list, but I have to know, since, where are you as far as seasons go, episodes go?
I am on season 4, episode 7. I believe it's called Slack Tide.
Okay.
It's where he's actually befriending the Trinity killer and trying to figure out how he's balancing life, like a normal, regular life with family and kids, and his killing sprees. He's trying to figure that whole emotional aspect of it out.
Ooh, John Lithgow.
I know, he's the best.
Yeah, he's good. He's very good as an evil man.
Mm-hmm. How did you get into Dexter?
So I had a friend, I hadn't actually heard about it, but my friend was like, you know, there's this serial killer series that looks really interesting. You want to watch it? And she kind of explained it a little bit. And I was like, yeah, that sounds interesting. I'm all for thrillers or mystery or anything of that sort. And so she brought it over, and a bunch of us watched it. And one guy, it was funny, my friend John P., he actually was like, no way, I don't want to see this. It sounds horrible, sounds really bad. But within like 2 minutes, I mean, I almost clocked it to the minute, you know, within 2 minutes, he was on the edge of his seat. He was so captured by it. And that's what's so great about Dexter, is that it is so captivating, and it's just intriguing all the way around.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Everybody loves Dexter.
Exactly.
We hope.
Well, if you're
One can
watching this,
only
we
hope.
hope.
Yeah.
I was wondering, Callie, do you have a favorite character? I mean,
I mean, I know it's so cliche, but Dexter. I love Dexter so much. I think, you know, a story, whatever story that is, the job of that story is to get you to feel the emotions of that character, or whatever the writer wants you to feel, right? But with Dexter, you really feel what he's going through, and this isn't something we're supposed to be able to relate to as non-killers. Mm-hmm. So I think I don't want to say I've bonded with Dexter, because that sounds wacky, but I really feel for him and with him and all of that good stuff. And even so much so that my logo for Geekbeat TV, I've named him Dexter. So
adorable.
I believe we have that.
Oh, we have it?
Oh, fabulous.
There's a logo.
Oh, how cute. Oh, he's precious.
He's like a little Dexter.
Let's get the logo. There you go.
He's so cute, and I thought we have to name him, and we came up with Dexter. Who else? I mean, not that my logo guy is a serial killer, but you know, it's cute. I saw somebody in the chat room say that most women he knows, I guess, like Deb. I mean, Deb, you can't get better than a woman like Deb. I mean, geez, it's like just so alarming, right? But yeah, no, I don't think she's my favorite.
Yeah, I have to say, when I first started watching the show and I was listening to a lot of Deb's dialogue, I was nervous just because she's so like, fuck. But she is, you know.
That sounded like a combination between RoboCop and Deb.
Yeah, it is. It's my imitation of everybody. But Jennifer Carpenter is fabulous. She's an amazing actress. So I think, you know, they really did an awesome job casting the show.
Yes,
they really did. She was very shallow as a character in the first few episodes, and I was really glad to see that change very quickly.
Yeah, definitely. So we gave you a bit of an intro, but tell us more exactly what you do.
Yes.
So I do, technology is my thing, very different than entertainment or TV shows, but I talk about technology in a show that's 5 minutes. It's video. It's called Geek Beat TV, and we release it 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I've been doing this kind of show for 5 years. When was one of the first podcasters, and I love my job. I've been doing it full time for about that same time. 6 months in, we were able to quit our jobs. So it's a blast, and I don't have any time to watch Dexter, which is why I'm so far behind. But I do love it.
Oh, Cali, that's awesome.
Oh,
good
congratulations.
Since the gift giving time coming up, and since I love watching all the gadgets that you present, give us a couple of must-have gadgets for Christmas, or do you have any specials coming up that we should be watching for us?
Yeah, so I actually will be releasing here in the next couple weeks episodes that have my entire wish list, right? My entire list of gadgets that you should think about, give, get, whatever. So some of my favorites are always a Drobo. It is, if you're not familiar with it, they call it a storage robot. It's this great, it's a storage bay. It looks like a storage bay for 4 or 5 hard drives or 8 hard drives. But inside, it keeps your data protected, so it's redundant storage, and it does it all automatically. You don't have to know anything about RAID, but essentially it is RAID. So it's very easy, simple, and you just let it go and do its own thing. So I think that's a great device.
Yeah, my goal is to get Drobo to help us out on the show. Like, hey, we'd love to talk about you if you can give us one, because we definitely need storage with our hour and a half shows every day.
Yes. Oh gosh, I can't imagine. I do a 5-minute show and I'm struggling with storage.
Yeah. What else?
The Kodak PlayTouch is the newest version. I always recommend people for pocket video camcorders, the Kodak ZI-8, but now they have the PlayTouch, which is a just slightly higher end version, and it has a touch screen, but it also has, the mic jack, which you definitely need if you're going to be recording and releasing any audio. So that's a great device. Either the ZI-8 or the PlayTouch you should go for.
I want that. Well, thank you.
Wait, hold on. Since I want to do this, I want to ask you for your prediction on the end of your season, and then we can either laugh at you or not laugh at you. And we're not no reactions. We're not going to react at all.
Okay,
what is your prediction for Dexter? And you're on season 4. What's your predictions?
I don't think he's going. All the storylines do seem to kind of end. The truck killer ended at the end of the season. So I want to say that he's not going to kill the Trinity killer, but I kind of think because of the history that he might. But I think he's so fascinated by him that I could see that storyline going on. But I also kind of doubt that John Lithgow would stay on for an additional season. I imagine that that Deb will have gotten a little bit closer to the information he does not want her to know. But I think they'll probably drag that on quite a while. So I do know, and I don't know when this happens. I know. Can I say what I know, Mike? You know what I know.
We
want to know.
Everybody who's watching our show right now has already seen all of season 4.
Oh, God,
We're on season 5, so you can say anything you want about season 4.
But I don't know when this happens. But I do know that his wife, and I'm blanking on her name at the moment, the blonde?
Rita.
Rita, thank you. I do know that she dies or some.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Why would you? No, but why would you? Why would you think that?
so bad,
maybe you were wrong. Why would you? We're not telling you. Why would you think that she does though?
Yes, she's died.
That's
because
weird. Why?
I saw a commercial for a TV show, another series that she's done. That she's working now.
Well,
and
maybe she just got divorced from Dexter. You don't know that.
Well, but actresses never do 2 series at the same time.
Ooh, I like your.
I like.
See, this is the logical reasoning of a tech nerd. And we refuse to tell you if you're right or wrong.
The chat room was like a lot of that's wrong. So now I'm thinking,
don't read it. Don't read the chat room.
You're not supposed to read the chat. You're not supposed to look at the chat room.
Does she not die? Does she?
We can't tell you.
You'll have to watch to find out.
I like that. We're future time travelers. We're looking back at the civilization from 1.5 years ago. We're not even
Can you tell me at least when this occurs? Is it in season 4? Or is it season
when what
5?
occurs? We don't know what you're talking about.
What is this you speak of?
We can't tell you if you're right or wrong. You don't really. You don't want us to tell you, do you?
You get not seen. We give you not seen.
Darn it.
Yeah.
Oh, it'll be so much better.
It will be.
Yeah, no,
I hate you and love you at the same time.
I know, but because you love Dexter. Oh, yeah. If, as a true Dexter fan, you will be glad you don't know the spoilers.
I trust you, but now I'm going to have to go upstairs and go watch like 4 seasons.
Yay! Well,
seasons do I have left?
We're only helping you.
We're on season 5 right now.
We're on season 5, so just finish up season 4.
There.
Yeah, we're on the 9th episode of season 5. That's what tonight is.
Yeah. Yeah. So
and I think we did that. We actually did that. We didn't have Showtime for season 4. I think we watched them all at once.
We marathoned through it.
A 2-day thing. We watched all of season 4.
And it flies by.
Oh, so good.
Well, thank you so much, Cali Lewis, for joining us tonight.
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
We really appreciate it. Take care. Good luck.
See you later.
Bye.
I want the Kodak camera.
That does sound awesome. I know.
That's all I have to say about that. Well, that was cool.
Goodness.
I liked that.
I hope she's able to come back on at some point after she has finished season 4.
Yeah.
That'll be a lot of fun.
And so we are going to have, we were talking about having more guests on.
Yes.
Because now I'm getting... all these people are coming out of the woodwork, and I've worked in TV and movies, so I get all these like sort of famous people, and also the tech world now with Cali Lewis, because now I'm more involved in that, which is amazing. Fred Stoller wanted to come on next week to talk about his love. If you know Fred Stoller, you would know him if you saw him. He was on Friends, he was on Seinfeld, and he's always kind of whiny, everybody loves Raymond.
Oh my gosh, he's so
and it turns out now Mandy can't be here next week.
It's true.
So we just got word Fred Stoller is going to sit in as a host with Kat next week.
Yes!
Trust me, look up Fred Stoller. This is really going to be an interesting show next week.
Is he going to wear a wig?
Will he have hair as fabulous as Mandy?
It'll be the most interesting show you've ever seen with Fred and Kat. This I am very excited for.
Wow!
He's one of the funniest guys around. He's brilliant, and he's got this. He's got this character. What is it? Oh man, he's wild and he's like, I'm crazy like that. What is it? There's a name for that, but he's like a daredevil, daring guy. But check him.
Goes up the escalator. He doesn't hold the handrail.
Yeah. When I go up the escalator, I don't hold the handrail. It's just very funny. So check it out.
Can he do Stan Liddy? See, like I can do Stan Liddy. I'm just kidding.
Only our
so that'll be next week,
course,
and
that'll be awesome.
We now have a call in. Matt Addington wants to call in.
Matt,
fabulous.
Let me get him going.
You will be missed, Mandy, but this should be interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey,
I will have a full report for you. All right.
He said he was going to call. Anybody else calling in? Let's see. Here he comes. Here we go.
Oh.
Are you there?
Caller.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi. Is
Hello.
This Matt?
Yes, this is actually Mintberry Crunch from the chat room.
Mintberry Crunch. Yes.
Hi, Mintberry Crunch.
Hi. I also want to respond to Mandy. Episode 11 from that season with Hello Dexter Morgan. That was the best ending, I think, in television history. So.
Now, I believe the same person wrote that episode that wrote last night's episode. I believe it was Lauren Giz.
Yeah, well,
really?
Yeah, it was really
interesting.
Good.
Here's the deal. Her name is Lauren Jussis, and I can never pronounce it right. And I actually met her and I really want to get her on the show. I met her. I did a panel that I moderated. She used to write Dexter The Cuts, that online series. So she started off, yeah. And I moderated a panel going from online to TV, or what I did TV to online, and she was great. And she's supervising producer this year and wrote the episode last night, and I believe also wrote Hello, Dexter.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a unbelievable episode.
Yeah, and I also want to tell about the ending to that season. Harrison kills Rita.
Well, obviously. Duh.
With his nails, his sharp nails.
That's right, his T-Rex nails.
Sharp.
I wanted to talk about Jordan Chase, and he's just kind of a really creepy guy. He has like a mix, he has a mix between Hannibal Lecter and Charles Manson. He has like the intellect of Hannibal, and he has like the brainwashing methods of his group followers, like Charles Manson did with his family in the 1960s.
Very much so.
Yeah, and I think he finds people who are at their lowest point of hopelessness and confusion, and he manipulates their mind to think his way. So that's why I think he's kind of a perfect villain for the season. Yeah. But there is one thing he did wrong. He let there's one thing that that Jordan Chase did wrong, is that he let Dexter know that he's onto him. So
yeah, I actually was, although I love that phone call and I love how Lumen reacts.
Yeah, it's very Clarice Starling-like.
Yeah,
so much.
I was wondering. Okay, now it's a definite cat and mouse game, because they each, the game is on. You see in the previews. I'm not spoiling anything. You see in the previews that he's like, well, now that I know that, Dexter says, now that I know that Chase is on to me, I have to really be careful.
He has to up the game, and he's got to hurry up.
Exactly. And also from the previews last week, there's two things I think could happen for Jordan Chase when he's spotting Dexter and Lumen. It seems like he's tailgating him as well. I think one thing I think could happen is Liddy and Chase possibly bump heads, because they're both tailing Dexter, and and Chase could eventually do Dexter a favor by killing Liddy, and maybe Chase thinks that Liddy is like a protected detail for Dexter and his group, from Jordan Chase and his group. Or this is what I think will really happen. When Jordan Chase calls Deborah, we're seeing that he's reporting a break-in to someone's house. I think it's more likely it's probably Emily Birch or Simon Birch or someone like that. I don't remember her name.
That's why that sounded so familiar to me. I was like, did we see this character?
Oh, no, not Simon. It's Emily Birch. Okay.
Yeah, it is Emily Birch.
It's more likely her, and I think she'll probably be dead in the house. And Jordan Chase is probably trying to set up a trap for Dexter and Lumen to go in there while Homicide reports the scene. But this is what I think will happen, since we know that Liddy is following Dexter around. I think Liddy will go into that same house. And after Dexter and Lumen leave, and then Liddy, as Homicide arrives on the scene, they'll find Liddy in that same area where a dead woman is, and that'll
take care of that problem.
Yeah. Hey, that's possible. I just, the one thing I'm just wondering about is this Emily Birch character. Is that all? Is she important? Is she of significance? I mean, what is? Yeah, there's got to be something.
The only connection that I saw was the fact that, much like the other Barrel Girls, she was white, young, blonde.
Yeah.
And still alive, strangely. So why is she still alive? And why is her blood around his neck?
Yeah. Well, because they keep the girls alive for a while.
They do,
to torture them.
But this one is special.
This one
Jordan
is special.
Chase.
Maybe.
And she's still alive.
She's still part of
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
maybe she's special, or maybe he did that with every girl right before he killed her. Maybe he had a blood vial. We don't know.
Maybe he screwed her over, and now he's trying to kill every blonde, pretty girl in the world.
Maybe he's Ted Bundy.
Oh, I like that. No.
No. Because Ted Bundy did the same thing.
Yeah. See, this is why you don't dump guys, ladies.
Yeah.
What? There's something you want to tell us, Mike?
Well, Mintberry Crunch, thank you.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I also want to talk about the Disney references. I remember I talked to Kat last week in the chat room, and I think I talked to you, Mandy, in the wiki board.
Yeah.
About the Disney references in this season. It's been the Mickey years in the first episode, and Nanny's practically perfect in every way, and like Mary Poppins, and then a Beauty and the Beast episode, and then in the last week episode, Take It, Dexter asks Cole before he kills them who are the others, and he just finds Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
Yes. Also, I don't know, in this episode, I felt there was a little Beauty and the Beast scene with Dexter trying to kind of talk to, they were at the kitchen table, and Dexter's trying to talk to Aster, and Lumen's like, talk to her, just, do your best to be nice. And it felt like the scene in Beauty and the Beast when like Cogsworth and Lumiere were like, just talk to her, come on, be nice, be a gentleman. And it was very Beast-like.
That is Potts? Yeah.
Yes! I didn't mean to interrupt you, I'm sorry.
Oh, no problem.
She gets excited. I do, I'm sorry.
Oh, no problem.
She gets excited.
That's about it. And that's about it.
I'm sorry. We do have other calls.
Oh my gosh.
It's crazy. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off there.
Oh, no problem. Okay, well, bye, Mandy. Bye, Kat.
Bye, Mary Crunch. Thank you
so much for your insight.
Bye, Leonard Hofstadter from Big Bang Theory.
What? I'm somebody different every week. I love it. Thank you.
Thank you. You're awesome.
Okay.
Let's take this one more, and then we'll get Paul in, because we got still more callers. But let's get Paul in already. Let's take.
Well, Paul, you can come.
Why don't we get Paul in now, and then we'll take more calls.
And then we'll take more calls. Okay.
Yeah.
So the segment is
Stump the King.
Stump the King.
Oh, Stump the King. There we go.
Paul Goebel.
The King of TV.
The King of TV.
I'm here.
You're here.
How's it going?
Good. How are you
Good.
doing?
I'm awesome. I'm sick, actually.
Oh,
so don't kiss me.
Oh,
wow.
now you tell us. You've been sitting here for an hour, breathing all
I
over us.
haven't touched anybody or anything.
All
Why are you
right.
sick? What's
I don't know
happening?
if it's allergies or a cold or whatever, but
Oh,
I'm okay though.
Did you take some vitamin C?
no. I'll make you some tea later.
That was my
Okay.
Jewish mom, by the way. Did you take some vitamin C?
I'm good, but I can
Okay.
handle it. I watched the show. I thought it was awesome. It was a good episode. I enjoyed it.
Now, I think this time you said you were going to ask the chat room questions.
That's right.
But we're not going to get into it yet, but give me a little intro, because then I'm going to have somebody call in.
Last week I tanked it, and I take full responsibility. And we even got some hate mail about it because I didn't know any of the answers, and I thought, well, this week I'm totally not up to it, being sick and all. So I came up with some questions of my own, a couple questions of my own that are might be hard, but might not be. So, and then will prompt us to discuss it as well. So,
nice.
so I can answer. So if you guys watching know the answers, then maybe you win a prize that way.
There you go.
I like
That's
it.
how.
All right. Let's first get to Dead Pixel Live, who's been waiting.
Oh, yes, Dead Pixel.
We'll give him a call. And don't forget, people, subscribe on YouTube, Streamin Garage, and Facebook. Please like us. Like us on Facebook.
Yeah, like us on Facebook. It's so easy.
Stupid for Dexter. Go to Stupid for Dexter on Facebook and hit like.
That's right.
And that means you like us.
You like us. You really like us.
You really do.
And now let's see. Dead Pixel Radio, are you there?
Hello.
Hello,
Hey, there he is.
There he is.
hello, Kat. Hello, King. Hello, Mandy.
Hi.
Hello, random background character from Fraggle Rock.
Oh, Fraggle Rock. Wow.
Ooh.
I usually get Gonzo from the Muppets, but I'll take Fraggle Rock.
Nice. Nice. So, Dead Pixel Live, what'd you think?
See, I was kind of surprised to hear everybody loved the show this week, because I wasn't feeling the whole One Tree Hill vibe I was getting from it.
Too much love with the father-daughter thing.
Yeah, the first few seasons of Dexter, he had no feelings. He faked his feelings, and I thought that's one of the things that made the show good, because it was a constant conflict of him pretending to have feelings or pretending to care about stuff, and like 2 seconds later, he would just say, "Look, I really don't care what's going on. I'm just trying to kill people." But all of a sudden, he's sitting there. Oh, I love Astrid. I want to make sure everything's okay. Even her little friend, I want to help. And the old Dexter would have been sitting there, like during the little standoff they were having on the couch. He would have loved that. He would have been like, "Oh, I don't have to talk. This is incredible. I don't have to say anything." But now he's like, "Oh, what do I say to make her happy?" I'm like, Dexter, that's not you.
He has changed big time.
But that's what people do. You know, as you get older and when you have huge moments in your life, like having a child or losing a loved one to a horrendous murder, sometimes your makeup and your chemicals in your body change, and I think that's what's happened. Dexter, he's clearly an old man now. He's got a kid, and things happen to you when you get older. That's what I think. Because I think earlier, that like Harry did his best. He was told serial killers were born with a different makeup and they were wired incorrectly, and he was working on that premise. But now, most serial killers don't live on into their 40s and 50s. Mm-hmm. They get caught or they get killed or whatever. And Dexter has now, he's going to mellow. That's what happens when you get older. You mellow, whether you're a serial killer or not. That's my feeling.
Yeah.
Well, real people change, but these are TV people. I don't want TV people to change.
I don't know the difference.
Well, in TV land, maybe the writers pretty much thought, okay, we've gone so many seasons with Dexter being a certain way. How do we make this season different? How long can Dexter be how he used to be? When does it come time to alter him a little bit, to keep the viewers, to add new viewers? Maybe in TV land, maybe that's another reason why Dexter is changing.
I blame the new showrunner. I think the new showrunner came in just like Goebel Fraggle said last week. When the new showrunner comes in, they always want to change something. They always want to set their mark.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. Oh, we're going to set our mark this season by making them human. I can see human characters on 90 different channels 6 days a week. Dexter was something special not because of like the little crime stories they do, like, oh, he's a killer. No, it's because he's a serial killer, and the way he interacts with everybody, that's kind of, to me, that's what made the show stand out from all the other shows.
Sure.
Are we real people or TV people? Because we're kind of in the middle there.
Everyone, two of you are real people. One of you is the TV person. I just haven't figured out which one it is yet.
All right. That works.
Well, that's good to know. It's good to have some conflicting thoughts out there. So we definitely appreciate that.
I will say I agree with Dead Pixel. I want to see a little bit of old Dexter come back, especially for the Jordan Chase showdown.
Oh, wow.
Whenever that happens, I want Dexter, like the Dexter we know and love.
He always has the serial killer in him. I mean, that's never going away. So if he has an absolutely evil person in front of him, he'll bring it on.
I know.
But if he has his family around him now, like you said, things change. You have kids,
Yeah, you get a little soft.
So, but yeah, Dead Pixel, it's definitely something to bring up. That's for sure. That's for sure. Not everybody has the same thought. Thank goodness. So
yeah, that'd be boring.
Before you guys kick me off, the whole Lumen Dexter relationship, I thought it was very interesting how not just a few people, everybody else saw that Lumen and Dexter are basically a couple now, except for Lumen and Dexter. Those are only two, and I guess that's how it is in real life a lot of time. Like sometimes you're the last people to know, but that's exactly what's going on. Even like when he just handed her, like when Astrid and her little drunk friend came over and they were having problems, and Dexter just handed Harrison to Lumen, and she took him. I was like, wow, that's the way that interchange worked. It was like that was like a regular thing.
Yeah.
Here, you hold a baby, I'll hold a baby, and she was like, I was like, wow, they're more of a family than Rita and Dexter ever were.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, the whole dynamic, the family dynamic is building.
And he just comes. It's so easy for Dexter to just say, oh, when I was that age, I killed a dog. Whereas if he were with Rita, he'd be like, at that age, I was doing my homework, and they just have such an honest thing going.
They really do have a marriage, I feel like, more so than some other couples, in reality, who that is a true partnership that they're building right now, that openness, like you said.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
That's the scariest thing I've ever heard.
I can't wait till the two of them are like fighting over a body, like they're getting ready to kill a guy, and they have an argument, and the guy goes, "Oh, would you two just sleep together and get it over with?"
Yeah, we don't do that. We stab people.
Then it'll be a true One Tree Hill.
And they grab the knife and plunge it in together. And hearts come out, and a cherub flies out of the guy's chest.
Yeah. Well, Dead Pixel, thank you so much. We're kicking you off now. No, sorry. I'm totally kidding. No. Thank you for your input. We love it, love it, love it. Please continue.
Yeah, definitely want to hear from you again. So.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, so you're gonna, Paul, you're gonna give us some nice.
Dude, you look pretty.
Yeah, give me a close-up so I can do this.
Give this.
Oh, okay.
You can use the mic.
All right. Well, here's the first one.
We have three people running the show. Are you out of your mind?
Well, I got a couple trivia questions. And
that handwriting.
The first one, it's worse than yours.
Oh my God.
The first one is kind of easy. Someone in this room could probably answer it. That's how easy it is.
All right.
Morons in this room.
I'm gonna watch in the chat room. The first one wins something.
All right.
Chat room, pay attention.
What did this episode have in common with the movie Juice?
Why would that be easy? What are you talking about?
The movie The Juice. What did this episode have in common with it?
It's just juice.
Is it just juice?
Johnny Acid said nuts. I don't think that's a guess. F if I know says Robo-Dokes.
I agree with
Robo-Dokes.
Really? No.
Drunk teenage girls.
No.
Oh, good guess.
That's a little broad.
Tupac was on it? No, I don't think so. Says
Gin
Epic
and
Alive.
juice.
O.J. Simpson met Berry Crunch? No, I don't believe that's true.
Really? Jim, you don't know?
Because the hair changes in the time it was filmed? What? It's Spencer.
I don't know what juice is about.
Orange juice on the counter says Harrison killed Rita.
No. No, I can't believe it.
Nobody knows the movie. Nobody's seen it.
Well, the movie...
Wait, this is good. Because they stumped you last week, and now you stumped them this week.
No, you're not all that.
I'm giving a couple more seconds. Nobody. We got a ton. Beta Cloud. No.
Should we wait till people watch this on YouTube and stuff? And
no.
No.
Oh yeah. Okay. Sure. I don't know.
I mean, yeah.
Go on YouTube.
I think people want.
Well, I'll tell you. If
yeah, people want to know the answer. They've been sitting here. Okay. Revenge for child abuse.
No. It's pretty.
Okay, we're wrapping it up. No more calls.
The answer is this episode was directed by the guy who directed The Juice.
Ah!
It's that Ernest Dickerson who directed Juice, and I think he directed Tales from the Hood. He directed this episode. Sorry, is that simple?
Robo-Doke says, "Are you kidding me?"
Why would I be kidding about something?
Are you kidding me? Motherfucker!
I thought Ernest Dickerson was big with the kids. Maybe not. Maybe that's... All
right.
Damn kids.
All right, well, here's the best trivia question. This one is going to open up a whole flood of opinions and theories. In the first season of Dexter, Rita and Dexter are watching a movie that stars somebody who was on Dexter. What is the movie?
I know the movie.
That's the question.
Is it juice?
Terms of Endearment.
Terms of Endearment is correct.
Says Dark Passenger, 1979. And it was John Lithgow, right?
That's right, and John Lithgow. So here's my
Dark Passenger got Terms of Endearment. John 5/ got John Lithgow. Oh, this was not the question yet?
No, that's the question, but here's my question to...
So Terms of Endearment was the correct answer. Dark Passenger, 1979. Tell him what he needs to do.
So now you got a prize. You can write me, Paul, at thekingoftv.com, and I'll send you a prize, and I'll mention your name on my podcast. But now here's the question I have that there may not be an answer to. When Dexter finally met John Lithgow's character, why didn't he go, "Hey, isn't that the guy from Terms of Endearment?" He looks just like that guy from Terms of Endearment. And he should have asked him, "Excuse me, sir, were you in Terms of Endearment?"
My wife and I love that movie.
We love that movie. Do you know Jack Nicholson? But he never did.
What was it like working on the stuff with Jack
Why
Nicholson?
did he never do that? That's what I want to know. Anyone have an answer?
Wow, man, you're blowing my mind with your meta.
So meta.
Now that's what I meant when I said to Mintberry Crunch, I don't know the difference between TV people and real people.
Yeah, and Mintberry Crunch now doesn't either because he just said John Lithgow killed his biggest fan.
That's right. That's true.
Seems a little silly.
Yeah.
In the universe, there is no John Lithgow.
Oh,
that
no.
Is in terms.
No, Dead Pixel Live explains it completely.
Okay.
Dexter wasn't paying attention to the movie; he was thinking about killing someone. And you know, when you're with your girl and can you watch some horrible movie?
Your mind wanders.
You're just thinking of something.
Okay, so then what about then? They didn't show this, but when he's getting ready to kill Rita. Why didn't she say at some point?
Well,
Hey!
Aren't you the guy from she?
That's how he got in the house.
For all you know,
That's how he got in the house.
Say it, Mike.
I was gonna say, for all you know, she did, and he goes, I don't like being associated with that movie, and I'm tired of not being able to outlive that. And why does everybody keep saying?
I was also in GURP. I won an Oscar.
Yeah.
You know, not everybody thinks he killed Rita.
Makes sense.
That's true. Not everybody does think he killed.
That's true.
You're getting a lot of possibilities of not killing Rita.
It could have easily been Shirley MacLaine. You're right.
Well, I mean.
Could have been Shirley
What else you
MacLaine
got?
Killed Rita. That's all I got. Well, the other question is kind of easy. What did Dexter do in this episode that he has never done before?
I love you to Astor.
Said I love you. He's
Wait,
never
it's
won.
for the crowd at home. For the crowd at
She
home.
wins the present.
It's the crowd. Well,
She
wins the prize.
something.
Sorry.
I got excited. I'm sorry.
Mandy likes to play.
I'm proud of her. I'm glad for her.
Way to go,
She did a
Mandy.
good job.
do we have another one for the room? They're very upset now.
Well,
Oh, crap. They're
You've
gonna
lost all
riot.
your fans. Please, unlike Mandy on Facebook.
you can like the show, but you cannot like Mandy.
I'm sorry, guys.
Well, now I was.
I'll go down with her.
I was thinking about Peter Weller. Didn't he also play Buckaroo Banzai?
Yes.
Oh
So
my
which
God.
is more, they talk about RoboCop constantly in the chat rooms and wikis and whatever. Which is more prevalent? Which is more, important? Him as RoboCop or him as Buckaroo Banzai? I'm asking nerds at home and nerds here in the studio, Corey.
Naked lunch.
A naked lunch, right?
It's even.
That's more. You think it's an even split between the two?
Banzai and RoboCop.
Yeah.
I think you're breaking even with nerds.
Really?
Yeah.
RoboCop,
Okay.
of course, is Robo-Dokes.
Well, obviously.
Well, because Buckaroo Banzai only had the one movie, and you know who else was in Buckaroo Banzai? John Lithgow.
Whoa.
And he was crazy
Oh my
and evil
God.
in that as well.
He's Dexter.
6 degrees.
Do we have any other questions for the room? Or you
You know,
that was it?
there
I don't have
was
any more.
another person on the forum that was hoping that Liddy dies at the end by getting both of his arms blown off like he did in RoboCop.
Oh, that would be awesome. This was the
Oh
other
my
question
God.
I had. Where did Quinn get a replacement coffee pot so soon?
Oh yeah, he dropped it.
The very next day, he's drinking coffee, and I see
That's
there's a
really-
new coffee pot right in his coffee maker. It was the very next day.
I bet he stole it from a crime
Hey,
scene.
I would have
This
to
is
buy
your
a
Andy
coffee
Rooney
maker.
moments. Did you ever notice?
You never know. Do they sell coffee pots with extra, like coffee makers?
All right,
with extra pots?
let's wrap this up. How about we wrap this up?
Corey, wait, yes, the chair.
Corey,
recognizes
yes?
Corey.
Craigslist.
Craigslist.
Okay, thanks.
Can I, before we actually...
I would never drink out of a coffee pot I got on Craigslist.
But you don't like liquid gonorrhea?
What's happening?
Wrap it up, people.
You guys, before we wrap it up, I just want to say, in the time, the holidays coming, Kat and I just want to thank all of you that are helping on this show. I mean, the fans, you rock.
Yes.
But Jim, Travis, Corey, Elaine, Mike, you guys rule. Thank you so much.
And New Tech.
We love you so much.
We
and
really
New Tech?
appreciate it. I just want to tell you guys out there, if you could be here and see what happens in the room, it's insane.
Yes.
And it's awesome of you. And it seems like you guys each have 5 arms and hands doing everything. And we just really appreciate it.
We do.
So,
Best crew in the world.
that being said,
That's what we're thankful for.
yeah, that's what we're thankful for. That being said, thank you so much for joining us once again on Stupid for Dexter, and we'll see you next week. Ta-ta.
Cheerio.
That's crazy.
I can't believe when we got that in the stickers.